Tremendous news for President Trump. Inflation has dropped to the lowest rate in 4 years. And why this matters is because the media was screaming that because of the tariffs, inflation was going to skyrocket. You've also got this viral post on the Reddit stocks forum telling people that they're in a cult and not to listen. If you are new to stocks, don't listen to these people. Why? Because they were claiming that Donald Trump's tariffs would destroy the market and it could take years, if not a decade plus, for the market to recover. As of right now, the market has not only recovered, but some people have made a pretty penny simply by trusting that Donald Trump was working on something. You got to let him cook. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know exactly what the man is doing. These are bold and often outrageous moves. But right now, the markets are up. Okay, and inflation is down. You'd expect Democrats or any sane, rational person just to say, well, I guess Trump was right. See, that's where I come from, my friends. See, if you go back and you look at my tweets in the the late 2010s, I'm saying, I don't like Trump. I consider myself liberal. And then somehow, I end up voting for the man. Could it be that it worked? This is what these cultists don't seem to understand, especially these woke right liberal types and these are, for those that don't know, they are woke people who adopted right-wing talking points to try and manipulate the right. I call them the woke right because they're still woke. They're still liberals, but they try using right talking points. They hate that Trump is winning. That's why I say it's woke. Okay. I don't care if Joe Biden won. I'd say, guys, look, things are getting better, but they weren't. Under Donald Trump, with his plays so far, things have been improving. And I don't know why people would assume otherwise. In his first term, we had the best economy we'd seen in a generation. Lowest unemployment, inflation was down, people were making money hand over fist. So when Donald Trump gets in again, they try to attack him in every possible way. Now get this. I've got it from KSBY.com. I believe it's an NBC affiliate. I've got it from CNN. Can you believe it? CNN even called Trump's market a victory, the China trade deal. But then I've got The Hill. I got some other outlets. They are trying as much as possible to smear Donald Trump, even though his plan worked. They just want to say he's crazy. They want people to live in this world. You know what's funny? I'm gonna pull this up. I am going to show y'all what you already know this. You already know this, what I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull it up anyway. See if I can find this post from @Timcast News yesterday. You don't need me to show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you anyway because maybe some of you not seen it. @Timcast News on X. Follow us if you don't already. Both pictures are from the White House press conference today. The orange filter the fake news media places on Trump is insane. Take a look at this. Trump has a fake tan. Okay. It's not that pronounced. You can tell if you look for it. I have met this man in person on more than one occasion. He is not bright orange. Now take a look at this. Here's an actual video from the press conference. Here's how the media runs CNBC. Look at this. They are absolutely saturating his face. I don't understand how it's possible they're not. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually used Photoshop to outline his face specifically and then increase orange saturation. Because look at his tie. It's blue. Same blue in the press conference. It's not that much more vibrant, which says to me, they single out his face and then blast color saturation to make him look more orange. My friends, Donald Trump does have a fake tan. You're allowed to make fun of him for it. But they are doing this because they want people to view him negatively. They want to poison the well. CNN's been accused of doing it. CNN was accused of doing it to Joe Rogan. This is what they do. They are liars. Here's the story. And I've got two sources for you. Consumer Price Index shows inflation has eased to 2.3. But experts warn that upcoming tariff effects could soon increase prices on essential goods. I'm going to give them that one. It is possible that we have just not seen the hiccup yet because there's going to be a couple week bump. But I'm not so sure. That damage may just get absorbed in the revenue or profit margins of the business because they're not going to want to raise prices when competition exists. We don't know for sure. What we can say right now is inflation dropped, despite the fact they were all screaming, Trump is going to burn the economy down. Inflation will be through the roof. Stocks are going to crash. Hey, where's CNN Markets? CNN Markets as of right now. Oh, you got me. Real-time stocks, stable. Down currently 0.4. Yet nobody's crying over that. The S&P is up 0.05 and NASDAQ is up 0.32. Oh, no. Oh, no, the markets, they've completely recovered. Completely recovered. Look, I was skeptical on universal tariffs. No problem saying it. I will tell you, I said it over and over again. I like selective tariffs on certain products and certain sectors. I don't know that a universal tariff on anything is going to work the way Trump wants it to. Now we are seeing, at least for now, things are going well. Very well, in fact. So I ain't going to complain about it. Maybe we see some negative effects. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But the crazy thing to me is how the media, these liberals, have to live in a world where Trump is bad literally no matter what he does. He signs an executive order for HHS to negotiate down lower prices on certain drugs, and the left is attacking him. I don't understand why you're not just saying like, oh, wow, thank you. RFK Jr., a lifelong liberal, said, I can't believe it. Thank you, President Trump. This is a dream come true. See, this is the difference between the cult and regular people. And I got some more for you on that regard. They're going to say, today, Tuesday's release of the new Consumer Price Index indicates that President Donald Trump's newly imposed tariffs have yet to impact the broader economy, as many economists predict that prices on consumer goods could rise in the coming months. Let me just say it like this, or they're wrong. I love how the assumption is it must be true because the expert said so, despite the fact it was supposed to have hit already. And now their only response is, well, it will, but later. Okay, I'll give you a maybe on that one, but you were wrong right now, right? If the prices go up, then we will accept the prices went up. And I've said from the beginning, I am skeptical on Trump's tariffs. For the time being, all I can say is, wow, prices are coming down? Well, okay. I guess Trump's got to play here. Hopefully it stays. We'll see what happens. But these people are lunatic cultists. Take a look at this from CNN. Inflation slowed more than expected in April, despite tariff-related price pressures building. You know, even CNN is saying inflation is down. We doing all right. CNN. U.S. inflation slowed to its lowest rate in more than 4 years. Wow. An unexpected and welcome development at a time when President Trump's dramatically escalated tariffs are expected to cause prices to rise. I think CNN might be realizing that the anti-Trump grift ain't going to last much longer. And so they're coming around. They say this is the lowest annual rate since February of 2021. Gee, I wonder what happened in February of 2021 that caused all the prices to start going up. Could it be that Joe Biden got elected and started enacting crackpot policies that caused all of the prices to go up? Indeed. Now take a look at this from the Hill. Inflation rose in April, reversing March decline. What? I got CNN. I got CNN saying inflation slowed more than expected in April. Ah, now you see where it's going. You got this one from NBC affiliate. Consumer inflation drops. Oh, consumer inflation. So what's the Hill saying? The consumer price index rose 0.2 last month and is up 2.3 over the past year, according to the Labor Department. The annual inflation rate without volatile food or energy prices was 2.8. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean without food or energy? What the are you talking about if you're excluding food and energy from inflation rates? That's basically 90% of what people are buying, food and energy. They're playing dirty games. Prices fell 0.1 in March. The annual inflation rate was slightly higher at 2.4. These scumbags are lying. It was 2.4 and it's 2.3 right now. They have selectively removed food and energy so they can claim it's 2.8 and that it's higher than 2.4. This is what they do. Then they say this. Economists expected price growth to pick up again amid deepening concerns of the impact of President Trump's trade agenda. But it didn't happen. That's the game they play. They lie. They lie. SF Chronicle, inflation cooled again last month as grocery and gas prices fell, with few signs of tariff impact yet. Amazing. U.S. inflation mild ahead of expected jump from tariffs. New York Times, come on. Just say it. It's down. Look at this. Look at this. You see this dirty game they played over at the Hill? Take a look. If you exclude food and energy, you have 2.8. But previously, in March, it was higher than that. What the Hill did was they took the consumer price index of 2.4, then removed food and energy to show 2.8, and then said, see, it's up. It's actually up. Scumbags comparing apples to oranges. Annual inflation rate hit 2.3 in April, less than expected, and lowest since 2021. Indeed. What do you got this in? Here's the market data from CNN currently. Oh, no. That 0.4 decline in the Dow index has now dropped down to 0.3. To be fair, at the start of the market, it was actually up, I think, 2%. So that 2% is gone, but it was a jump. So stable, minor growth from the S&P and the NASDAQ. Oh, no, the market is stable. I'm going to call it stable. I'm not. I can say it's growth because two markets are growing and one is down 0.3. Let me show you the cult. Our good friend Jess Margera, you remember this guy? From CKY. He locked his account because he can't stand the heat. He doesn't like it when people break him out of his cult bubble. I love this. He says, read the comments under every right-wing dude who is like, quote, hey, maybe taking a plane from a leading sponsor of terrorism is kind of effed. To be honest, they immediately go insane. How dare you question our cult leader like this? Do you think that's normal, non-cult-like behavior? Holy-ish. Really, Jess? He says, I toured with a band a few years ago where two of the members escaped some crazy-ass cult. And they have some wild stories, man. They all echo this MAGA BS big time. You see, he's saying we're a cult, the right, the MAGA. All right, I'll give you this. There are certainly Trump bootlicking cultists. Don't get me wrong. Uh-oh. Hold on. There's a problem with your logic, Jess. What do you mean right-wing dudes are telling Trump he shouldn't take the Qatari plane? Sounds like it's not a cult. Sounds like there are reasonable moderates, conservatives, disaffected liberals, libertarians, and Trump-loving conservatives, all who voted for this man, indicating the Trump base is not a cult. He's got some culties. I'll give you that one. This is the problem with these people. Everyone to the right of Mao is one group. Yeah, I think Trump should not take that Qatari plane. I understand Air Force One is old. I understand Boeing can't build it. Doesn't mean you should take a plane from a foreign country like that. They say, yeah, but it'll be built here. And that's not the issue. Apparently, Boeing doesn't have the parts for the 747, so they ain't going to be building it here. I say no. American made, American paid. And whatever. You want to get into it, fine. The point is, on the right, there are people who disagree. And I'll give them this. They got his weirdos. But hold on. Look, brother. Right-wing guys are questioning Trump. Okay, it sounds like the Trump base isn't unified around one idea or that Trump is always right. Perhaps he could read that. Here's my favorite, though, from Sal the Agorist. Remember when Republicans were afraid Kamala would do commie stuff like price controls? But when Trump does it, it's okay. Kamala Harris wanted price controls on grocery stores. Trump is telling HHS to negotiate with pharmaceutical companies to get lower prices. Do you see the difference? Either way, why aren't liberals celebrating that Trump is giving them what they want? Because they don't actually care. They don't actually want anything tangible. They just hate Donald Trump. Jess, y'all are in a cult. If you can't accept that not everything Trump does is bad, sometimes he does things that are good. But you get the point. I'm just preaching to the choir, I guess. I do enjoy a day when I can expose once again how the media is lying. Because the number one thing that grinds my gears and all of this culture war stuff is the lies. The lies about everything. Tell people the truth, man. I'll wrap it there. Stay tuned. We got more segments coming up for you throughout the day. Smash that like button. Share the show with everyone you know. We'll see you all in the next segment.